Wow there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I feel bad that we don't have the ability to be able to go to the monthly open mic hosted by Tom Woodruff on the first Wednesday of every month from 1 to 3 p.m. at Half Price Books, 5555 North Lamar in Austin. This would be the time that I would normally be there for the reading because I would always come. He might have a theme, but I would always grab something from new book releases and say, let me share some. And we would have mini features and do lots of readings with each other. So in honor of that, that I'm sorry that we are still in COVID times, I figured I would honor this and I would share poetry from recently released Scars Publications books. I have a book in my hand of short stories. The soon-to-be classic short stories collection book from Scars Publications in 2020 that is titled Vote Early, Read Often. And this book, yeah, it's scratched out. It says vote often. That's my Chicago influence. I couldn't help it. I'm sorry, you guys. But sometimes when there was a short story in there, if there would be a short story and it would end with just a little bit of space left on the page, I would cram the tiniest piece inside of these things. So I've got a few of them in this book that I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to be sharing the short stories. They're too long to read. But I hope you enjoy these. And, you know, Tom used to always have billions of pairs of glasses around. And I've got, I don't know, we'll try. See how this works, you guys. But this first one, especially because if I had room and they would be released online with images as well, there would be Instagram images that would appear on Tumblr and all these other things, and there is one for that one, you guys, and this is a piece that is called Hide from the World. Proud to be able to make it on my own. I was self-sufficient and standing tall, and everyone knew I was stronger than a freight train. But just because I can do it all doesn't mean that love is lost in my life. So, go ahead, my love. Remain in hiding and know that you are still more priceless than all the secrets I hide from the world. That was Hide from the World. And another one that has another short piece. Aha, this one is a little longer, closer to a half page in this book, but this piece is called Knowing Panic Becomes a Picnic. Hello, I'm seeing Facebook people checking me out, so hi everyone. This piece is called Knowing Panic Becomes a Picnic. After leaving them and sailing the 7 seas, foraging pirates' caves, swimming from sharks, climbing the Alps, crouching on tops of glaciers, hot tubbing in Russia, scaling the Great Wall of China, I didn't know if my old mates would recognize me after all that had changed me so. So I decided to not touch base. If I ever did, their panic in seeing a life that they never lived might do them in. So I let them think that life is a picnic, that nothing bad could ever happen in their lives because they choose to not live. Because they never will realize that the feeling of panic, the feeling of fear, can really remind you at times of what life really is. Because after knowing panic, life becomes a picnic too. Short piece there that was written on the 18th of June, which is International Panic Day and also International Picnic Day. So that actually incorporated the 2 holidays into one short poem, which just blows my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you, this is a fascinating one. I believe Joffrey, may he rest in peace, a Chicago poet, liked this poem. And I don't know if he read it or not, because sometimes he would read pieces. But this is a short piece that was after a religious piece, I believe, about atheism, I believe, but I cannot remember. Wait. There was this whole thing about, like, what is life like after, if you're an atheist. I think this followed that. And there's a tiny little piece in here. It's called Filed Under Fiction. Costco sold Bibles under fiction, and this enraged some. I don't see why. It only shows how more Americans can really love a good, false story. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea. Oh, this one's called Fall from the Tower, was a story. And so afterward, there is a short poem that actually came with an Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest image. And it is appropriate because it's actually looking at actual mountain cliffs. I believe it was, if it wasn't the Grand Canyon, then it was another nearby place in Utah, I believe, with this image. But you'll have to check it out online. Or buy this book, Vote Early, Read Often, from Scarce Publications, the 2020 short story collection book. This is a little filler piece that is in it. It is called Everyone Will React. When standing on the ledge, you wonder how everyone will react. Then you begin to wonder what it would see like when you start to fall. Everybody assumes that piece is like killing yourself or something. I think it's like about maybe jumping out of an airplane. It could be anything. I think that was written for like International Face Your Fears Day or something like that. Does it say? National Face Your Fears Day it was written for. So that's what it was for. That's not for necessarily killing yourself. That's for actually doing something that you never thought you'd be able to do before. So why not? This one, I think I will share with you maybe 2 more poems. They're just short little pieces in this book, Vote Early, Read Often. And people cannot see. It is crossed out where it says Vote Early, Vote Often in the actual cover, which I think is kind of cool. But this piece in the book is a short poem to fill space in the back of a short story. It is called Violent Endeavour, and it was written on the 18th of August for the 1967 date. The first space probe entered another planet's atmosphere. This is when the Soviet Venera 4 went into Venus. You didn't know you were getting an astronomy history lesson too. This is called Violent Endeavour. We were in a mad race to see who would go first. We wanted to try something entirely different, not knowing it would be such a violent endeavor that indicated how we'd soon destroy each other. When you know about the race for space, which was also a race for nuclear power between the United States and the USSR, the Soviet Socialist Republic, that's entirely fitting and appropriate. But I'm going to end it off with one short poem that is right at the end of the book as a little filler in this book that is called Rushed. A woman 2 weeks pregnant with twins, chain smokes, aspires to move to a 2-bedroom apartment. After 15 minutes and 4 cigarettes, I rushed to get my baby away. I will not tell you what the reason for that poem was, but that was the last little filler poem that is inside this massive short story book. Massive, 422 pages, massive. Short story collection book from Scarce Publications for 2020 that is called Vote Early, Read Often, which you can when you've got this much material in one book. I hope everyone enjoyed the poetry reading. I will share more poetry with you guys very shortly because we always want round robin and read multiple times. So I hope everyone is remaining safe. I hope everyone is remaining poetically inclined, and one of the last days you'll see a Christmas tree from one of my readings. So I hope everyone stays well, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Thank you very much.